This is the Game Quarter Podcast, episode 47. Tonight we have the release date and price confirmation from Xbox themselves for the Xbox Series S and possibly the Xbox Series X. We have news on Crash Bandicoot 4. We have a little bit more news on Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, the Switch version. We have news on a $10,000 PlayStation 5 coming out. And we have news on the next Zelda game that was surprisingly announced today. That came out of nowhere. But before we get to all of that, Casey was just telling me before we went live that he got some stuff in the mail, and he got a new game that he just ordered and stuff. So he's got some stuff here he could... He wants to show off, so let's take a look.
Well, give me a few minutes. I'll just pull a few things out because I got a bunch of these VCDs coming, and I got a game for the third time. Oh, actually, it's not a game, but it's the Compton's Interactive Encyclopedia for the third time.
For the third time? What did you do with the first two copies?
Well, I still got one of them, and the other one I sold off. And then I got Jigsaw. It's a puzzle. It's a jigsaw puzzle game.
Right, I've heard of that one.
Rand McNally's America's United States Atlas. So just guess you talk about facts about the states.
I wonder how outdated that is, being from 26 years ago.
Well, let's see what year. Oh my God, this is 91. So
wow, so just about 30 years ago.
Yeah, so almost 30 years old. Dark Castle.
Oh, Dark Castle. Oh boy.
The CDI version. So, playing with the controller I have that looks like a TV remote with the joystick, it'd be kind of hard to play that.
As if that game wasn't bad enough already.
Oh yeah, I heard it was pretty damn bad. And then I was telling the Rose about a format called VCDs. Pretty much they're the predecessor to DVDs. And this one says Kickboxer 4. This time he's back for the kill. The aggressor.
Kickboxer 4, that sounds like a generic title.
Yeah, well, a lot of these are foreign. These came from a different country.
No, he
apparently.
did say foreign, guys. He didn't say porn.
And, well, here's the cues. It has Jodie Foster on it, but you can kind of see. Let me see. It has the chick from Top Gun, but I don't know if this is coming in. My side is backwards, but you can see this is in a different language.
Yeah, sure looks like it.
Time bomb.
Time bombs are ticking.
Love, cheat, and steal.
Something you're probably good at.
And I'll put the last two, the best ones. I mean, I still got a bunch of them down here that I got, but then I got interactor. I'm trying to pronounce it. Interrupter. There you go.
Yeah, okay. I was trying to read it myself. There was a little glare on your camera, I guess, because of the jewel cases are so shiny.
Yeah. And then I need to sit down and watch this. Oh, here's the thing. With my CDI, I do not know if it there's an add-on that you have to have to play some of these games or movies. It's like a giant cartridge thing that you have to put it in the back to play videos. So eventually, I either have to open it up, see if this has it. If it doesn't, I have seen one on eBay going for a reasonable price. But I want to sit down and watch this on my CDI. Is Apocalypse Now?
Oh, I've heard of that one. I heard that was a pretty decent movie.
Yeah. Well, you got one CD. You got 3 CDs on here. So I'm wondering, they just needed to put like on 3 different discs, or maybe one could be music. But and then the best one that pretty much paid for the lot. The rest of the VCDs and the games, wherever, paid for. Was just all gravy after this. Is Thunder in Paradise, the Hulk Hogan game.
Have you played that one before? Or, well, actually, obviously you have. Well, maybe you haven't, unless I highly doubt you knew a friend that probably had it.
Oh no! I mean, shoot. You know how rare a CDI is? I only came across 2 in 20 years.
Wow.
And I got one of them. So, I did watch a review, or I think I watched the Nerd play this. Right. They have where you can play the game, where it does the video and you can play the game. Then another option, you just can just watch the episode.
Oh, right.
And then
he has a few of those.
Yeah. And then there's a third option where it says for the interactive. So I'm like, wouldn't that be playing the game?
Well, I mean, it could be like Dragon's Lair, where you're watching it and you interact with it with the QuickTime buttons.
Well, I think this one is more of a shooter, kind of like Lethal Enforcer. You're supposed to have the light gun.
Oh, okay. Also, hello, Juan. I see you're here in the chat.
Yeah, I really need to put this out and tweet this out.
Speaking of Dragon's Lair, that's one of them you got to get your hands on, man. That one's like probably expensive because of how popular and how famous it is, but
well, I think I've seen one. I'm gonna wait because I got a bunch of them in recently, but I'm enjoying getting these because, like, I was talking to a guy at a video game store this week,
right?
And told him I prefer rather go to flea markets or video game stores to pick up my stuff, but how uncommon to come across this, I gotta go to eBay to pick this shit up.
Yeah, because a lot of you go to a lot of those stores and flea markets and stuff, and after you go there so many times, they all have the same, pretty much the same stuff. Like, they don't get much of anything new. Well, new to you that you didn't see the last time you were there.
Yeah. So I just tweeted it out.
So, Nintendo is starting to catch a little flack there, Casey, for how they're handling the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection. Now, we talked about this last time.
You talking about where there's a time frame to getting it?
Yeah, and did you know that also applies to the digital version on the eShop as well? Yeah,
I heard about that too.
People are not happy about that, and I really can't blame them. Because you're going all out for the celebration, and then you're only going to make the stuff limited, and it's like once you have it, if you don't have it, you're beat. And then if you do have it, you better hope your console don't break down because you ain't going to get it again.
Well, that's not true. If you, like when I had my Switch bricked, I was able to read down everything that I had.
if you remember your
So,
account information, but let's say somebody has multiple accounts or whatever, or say like someone out there signs up for a lot of websites, don't remember their information, and they can't get back into their account, they're screwed.
no, I think they're to be all right. They just had to find. Well, they had to figure out their account stuff, but I'm hearing a rumor that what they're planning to do after when time frame runs out, they're gonna split it up and then resell them again separate. That's what I'm hearing.
I heard that too, and honestly, I could see them doing that, but I think calling it a 3D collection, calling it a 3D collection is probably going to be more, worth it to the people that want it. But at the same time, I just don't understand why people have to complain over every little thing. It's like, if you don't want it, then don't get it. If you're not happy with it, don't get it. But if you want it, buy it.
Yeah.
Opinions are one thing, but Jesus, man, don't freaking, don't attack the people that like it, and the people that like it don't have to attack the people that don't. I don't understand why gamers are never happy, and then people say, if, like, say PlayStation does, a similar thing, and they'll say, oh, it's okay when Nintendo does it. Like, I hate those comments.
Well, the thing is, it is kind of weird. There's a time limit on this.
So it comes out again September 18th, which is next Friday. So you have 10 days before it comes out, and then once it comes out, you have 6.5 months to buy it. Whether physically or digitally. And supposedly Nintendo is going to make it like a limited thing, like a limited run thing for the physical version at least. Which is causing people on eBay already to scalp their pre-orders for about 2 to 3 times more than what the game is retailing for. 10 days and 11, 12 days before it even comes out. Which I can't stand people who do that stuff.
I might just have to go to GameStop and just pre-order. I don't want to, but I definitely want to get it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even do that because I can't afford it right now, so I'm going to have to buy it digitally. Which sucks, because I'd rather have the physical copy. To have the case to say, hey, I bought this. It's mine.
Well, it's weird. I mean, talk about buying digitally. It's so weird nowadays. This is the first generation that now you can go buy a game and have a case, but there's no actually disc in it. They'll just have a code in it. To me, that is weird. Like, they'll have Fortnite, or other games that there's no actual disc or cartridge in there. It's just a piece of paper with the code.
Yeah, I could see them. I could see them doing that with this game, honestly, to make it a digital purchase anyway. But yeah, I don't like when people do that. I believe did Xbox do that once too, or was it just Nintendo that did it?
No, it's cross-platform. Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation does that.
I think you're right. I think PlayStation. I have heard PlayStation done that once with a remastered game, and it pissed people off that bought the physical version. It's like, now you have an empty case. Now you have an empty case to put your used code in.
Yeah, I'm like, I think I have one somewhere. I was like, this is pointless. And I was like, it's just stupid. And it's just going to get weirder as these generations going to go on. Unless, I think this is really is going to be the last generation of physical media.
With a CD format?
yeah, the CD format. Nintendo might continue with what they're doing with their little cartridge,
I could see
but
them doing it, but yeah, I think the other two are going to fall off.
yeah, I think they'll just make it hard drives. I mean, with the current systems, minus the Switch or the Wii U, you don't even you're not even playing on the disc. You're playing on the hard drive.
Right.
All it is a lock and key system. But
So, staying on the Nintendo topic, I'm gonna go over this real quick because Drew already covered it earlier, sort of, and I don't know what he said because I missed it. But Hyrule Warriors is coming out with another game. What do you think about that? Have you played the first one?
yeah, I had it on Wii U. I really enjoyed it. I'm really happy they're doing it based of Breath of the Wild.
It's the game is going to be set 100 years before the events of Breath of the Wild, so it's going to be a prequel game. It's going to be in.
Yeah, oh, that's right.
What's that?
That's right. It is.
Yeah.
You're right. It is prequel.
Yeah.
I mean, this is where the champions are still alive. So.
And yeah, it's coming out early. Or not early. Well, I wouldn't say early. It's coming out in 2 months, 2.5 months from now. November 20th is the release date. And I am looking forward to it because I loved the first one. And the gameplay style is going to be the same, which I'm happy with. And it's going to be based on Breath of the Wild, so while I don't really know Breath of the Wild story, because obviously I haven't played it, like I said before, I'm not really a Zelda fan. But I know you want me to play that one. I know.
Yeah. Dude, it won Game of the Year in 2017.
Yes, it did.
That's how good that game is. You had contenders. Think about this. It beat Mario Odyssey and it also beat was it Horizon was it
Horizon Zero Dawn?
Yeah. It beat that. And I think there was a couple other games on top of that, but to me it was neck to neck between Breath of the Wild and Mario.
So,
but
I'm gonna play it because I love the style. Personally, I like the style, and it's a fun game to play. And I really like the first Hyrule Warriors, despite the fact that I, never played to completion any Zelda game, so I really wasn't too familiar with the story. But I just love the kind of gameplay mechanics that the series, the Warriors franchise has to offer.
When I first heard about it, I was wondering, is this a DLC?
No, it's a new game.
It's
a whole new game. It's called Hyrule Warriors: The Age of Calamity. It'll be a full retail release on November 20th, 2020. So it's 1 week before Black Friday. So I highly doubt there's going to be a Black Friday sale price for this one because Nintendo usually doesn't do that. Although they did it with Pokemon at Walmart. The $10 off deal for the first 2 weeks that it came out.
Walmart sells a bunch of their games cheaper than most people. I mean, most $60 games are $50 games. So I highly suggest people getting it at Walmart.
What sucks for me is I wish this game would have came out sooner, because I have my Extra Life charity stream coming up on November 7th and 8th, and this game comes out 2 weeks after that. I'm like, shit. I could have had a brand new game to play on that,
uh, I mean, I'm sure it's not Nintendo making this one. It's people who did the Warrior games. So they're just using more of the property of Zelda, mainly Breath of the Wild. So I'm sure maybe Nintendo's like, hey, here's all our stuff for the Breath of the Wilds if you want to do this, you know?
I just hope with this one that they make the map a little bit different, because viewing the map in that game was a bit of a pain in the ass. Like what they did with Fire Emblem Warriors worked pretty well with the rotating map and stuff like that, while Hyrule Warriors didn't have that, so I hope this one has an updated map system. Koei Tecmo is making this one, as they do all of the Dynasty Warrior type games. So it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be made, it's not going to be, top tier budget like a Nintendo Zelda game. But it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, but oh yeah, I definitely would get it. I probably wouldn't pick it up immediately, but I definitely will pick it up.
So
Man,
that's that game. Like I said, Drew covered it earlier. I don't really know what he said though, because I wasn't home when I noticed he went live, and by the time I got home, he had already talked about it already. And then because I mentioned the game in the chat, Alex took a shot at me, so it's whatever. I'm used to his antics by now. It's kind of funny, to be honest. Next,
at least you know how. At least you know how to take it. I mean, I hate to say this, but Bogart just needs to.
He doesn't. He needs to step away if he can't handle. He can't
Yeah,
he can't take the heat. He needs to get out of the kitchen.
Exactly. Like, I try to tell him several times, like, dude, just ignore it, or try to laugh at it or something, but he doesn't want to listen. So I'm like,
so the next thing I want to talk about here is the 24 karat gold $10,000 PlayStation 5. Good Lord.
yeah,
That's all I have to say to that.
only rich people can afford that. And apparently, looks like it has the disc drive as well.
I believe it does, because it's the more expensive one.
Well, it's kind of hard to tell. I think I kind of see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna scroll the page down in a moment. I'm just setting this up here. All right, so
It'd be pretty shitty. It'd be pretty shitty if it didn't have the disc drive and you're paying $10,000 for it.
so this one is the luxurious gold, 24 karat gold PlayStation 5. Will be $10,000, confirmed by some site called Truly Exquisite. Never heard of them. Pre-orders start this Thursday for anybody who can afford this. $10,000.
Rich people. Only rich people who are gamers.
The gold.
I'm wondering.
The gold PS5 will cost roughly $10,420, compared to the 18 karat rose gold digital edition. So the 24 karat gold is the one with the disc. The other one, actually, I have all the prices here. The rose gold 18 karat one will cost around $10,556. So that one's actually more money. I guess rose gold is a lot more rare too, so that makes sense. The most expensive of the three consoles will be the platinum version, which will be roughly $10,686. The standard edition of these consoles will be priced as follows, which I have it down here. 24 karat gold, digital edition. Now these are the European prices though. £8,000. 18 karat gold, rose gold digital PS5 is 8,100 pounds. Platinum digital PS5, 8,200 pounds. Regular version 24 karat gold is 8,100 pounds. 18 karat rose gold is 8,200 pounds. Platinum version is 8,300 pounds. The controller itself, which this one they did convert, thank goodness. The controller itself will cost $845 on its own if you were to buy it separately, and the headset is $520. So you can see everything there. There's the console, the headset, and the controller.
Even 10 grand. So even when you pay 10 grand, you're not even getting the controller or the headset.
Well, I mean, you're going to get the controller to play with the console for anyone who would buy it and play with that. Personally, if I spent that much money on it, I wouldn't play with it. So you will get the controller. I don't know about the headset. Because it doesn't say that it comes with the headset.
And I'm shocked with the Platinum one, they didn't just tack on a couple more grand on it, make it $12,000.
Since there's 3 different versions, I wish there was a pictures of the other 2, just see what they all look like. Sony hasn't announced an actual release date for the systems yet. People who order will receive these sometime after launch. Only 250 of each model will be made, and each one will arrive at folks' homes in a decorative wooden box. So that's pretty interesting. What do you think of that? How many people do you think? Well, I'm sure they're gonna all sell out, but I mean, do you think people are gonna scalp these on eBay too for $20,000 just to for the fact that they bought it?
No, there's no way. I mean, even these scalpers don't have that type of money to put down to do this. I mean, I'm still saying it's just going to be rich people.
So I'm trying to find. I'm going to try to find the other PlayStation 5 colors real quick. So apparently this one's the rose gold one. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's Xbox Series X. They're doing those too? No, that's got to be fake. That wasn't announced. That's PS4.
I wouldn't be.
PS4. So far, I'm only seeing the gold PS5. I do not see a rose gold PS5. That's iPhone. Yeah, I wish they would have shown all 3 of those colors. But I mean, the rose gold PS5 would probably look something like this. It's like a pinkish bronze almost kind of color. And then the platinum one. The platinum one is like an extremely shiny white silverish color. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. Platinum PS5. I doubt it's gonna come up, but yeah, it's not coming up here. Unfortunate, but yeah, pretty much like the color of the platinum trophy is pretty much what the color of the console would be. It's like a blue. It's got like a bluish, silvery white color to it. I think it would look really nice, but come on now, none of us would ever be able to afford that.
Oh no, that's why I'm still saying that a lot of these scalpers are not going to have that money. But it's just going to be rich people. I mean, it'd be interesting to see, some of these wrestlers who are huge gamers, like Xavier Wood and AJ Styles is a huge gamer. I'm wondering if they're actually going to pipe down this type of money for this. Probably unlikely.
I mean, it's not like they can't afford it. That $10,000 is pennies to them.
Pennies for AJ Styles. I'm sure it's still quite a bit of money for Xavier Wood, even
Yeah,
though he's probably
but he's been in the
have
company so long now. I'm sure he's made a couple of million by now. Speaking of, what do you think is going to happen to all these wrestlers' YouTube channels with the, the ones that do gaming like Asuka and AJ Styles and Randy Orton and Big Show? Now that they can't, be doing third party things anymore to make money off of their WWE names.
think that's stupid. I mean, I can understand Cameo because, they should be allowed to do Cameo because, um, if anything, that should be through WWE. But as they're gonna go do streaming, I don't see what's wrong with that. Like WWE just knows how to lock down on those wrestlers' contracts. So
you don't see a problem with Vince McMahon. These guys. Vince McMahon, creates these characters. They use their WWE names to get a quick following on like YouTube and Twitch, and then they make a lot of money off of it, and Vince doesn't get a dime of it. Do you see an issue with that or no?
it's gray waller. No, gray area.
You would think Vince should get something because if he didn't create those WWE names, those people probably wouldn't have as big of a following as they would with their wrestling name.
Well, some of those are not even Vince McMahon's names at all. I think AJ Styles wasn't, but Randy Orton isn't. But there's just superstars. Like I said, I think right now they're should be allowed to do cameos, like how Tommy wants to do $20 cameo. But I can understand them. WWE says you can't do that unless we do it through the WWE. But as them want to do a stream on themselves, like playing games, I don't see why WWE needs to crunch down on them for that.
Well, Vince has to control everything, so.
Yeah. He wants every little penny he can get.
I don't know why, Cameo can... WWE can have a WWE strictly Cameo one account instead of each wrestler having their own Cameo account. WWE can have one Cameo account with different prices listed on their information, and when somebody orders a WWE Cameo, they can pick the wrestler they want. I think that's if Vince wants to let them continue doing that, I think that's how they should do it. But
I think that they should get a piece of it because that they are their superstars. But it just sucks. Any new way for revenue for these wrestlers, they get screwed.
So how have you been holding up, Casey, after that very long Labor Day party on Drew's channel the other night?
Well, it was good. After I got off, I slept till noon, so I was fine.
Monday, right? You were off yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So did you watch? You didn't watch the show anymore after you left, or no?
I tried to watch a little bit, but the girlfriend complained.
We fucking what did we go like maybe almost 3 hours more after you went to bed?
Yeah, it was 10 hours plus, and I was only there for 8. So it was like I couldn't do it much longer. I was running on fumes by 3 o'clock, and
Well, that's right. Yeah, you were yawning a lot. I was able to see it in your face, like this guy's gonna drop dead soon.
And I'm yawning all the time. Like right now I'm sleeping right now.
Right.
Like I would like to have a pot of coffee right now, but it's almost 9 o'clock here, so I'm like, well, I need to sleep soon.
Well, you'll be pleased to
But
know I didn't I didn't arrange a list for this episode. So once we're done with the news and we bullshit a little bit,
mm,
we'll just call it a night because I didn't have time. I was out all day, so I didn't have time to arrange, a full on plan for this.
yeah.
Other than all the news that came out today. But yeah, you went off the podcast at like a little after 5 in the morning, and it was like 7:45 in the morning for me when we finally ended the call. I went outside before I went to bed. I had to let my dogs out. I went outside and I posted that picture of the fucking sun being out in the morning, and I'm standing out in the middle of the grass. I'm like, good morning and good fucking night.
Yeah, I was like, I figured usually I'll try to push close to 2 on normal ones, but I think in the future I'm gonna probably dial it back one because the girlfriend gets a little upset if I stay in here too long,
Right.
and right. No, understandable. I mean, I need to spend some time with her, but also too, I need to sleep to get ready to go to work as well.
And you guys out there, you can find the Derailed episode 130, the all night Labor Day party on the Derailed News and Podcast YouTube channel. You can check out myself or Casey is Raw on Twitter. We have posted the link quite a few times and retweeted each other's posts, so you'll find it out there. It was a pretty damn good show. I had a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it was fun. I mean, I think a lot less drama. I was talking to Drew, and he was saying that he was being shocked that it was still monetized. It's like, I actually thought we were less hardcore than the previous week.
Yeah,
because we were really just laying it all out.
It started to get dark towards the end when Bodark started talking about today's society and the BLM movement and all this other stuff, and that's just a gray area that we don't need to touch. But yeah, you can find Derailed 130 on YouTube, Derailed News and Podcast. Look them up. Good stuff.
Well, like I was saying, we weren't going hardcore at all. I mean, there was a couple words. I know why he said that, but I thought, minus that, I mean, I don't see why they would not monetize it. So
let me just clarify. During the Cards Against Humanity game, when I played that blank card that said I'd shooting you in the head is a good idea, you didn't take that personally, right?
Oh, definitely it did. But I'm gonna have to hold it. So I'm holding that resentment right now so we can talk about video games. Then I resent you again.
I mean, I only did it, like I said, I only wrote that because I knew you'd pick that card, so I goaded you into giving me a point. I obviously didn't mean anything by it. I would never, say that for real.
No, honestly, God, you see what the other guys wrote? You think I would care about that?
Yeah, I mean,
I was like
about fucking you in the ass and Casey the freaking the pedo and all this other shit.
Yeah, I was like, I was shocked how many times between me and Frank's girlfriend we were going back and forth. Like I got 3 points.
Yeah, that was a close game.
I was if I had a shot to win it again, but it'd be interesting.
I just wanted to make sure that you knew that I obviously would never say that purposely, and obviously it's the nature of the game, where the game is meant to be, dark and raunchy and offensive and fucked up. So obviously I'd never say that for real.
Well, did you see what I wrote a few times? I mean,
yeah, but I
said something.
I said I'd murder you. I mean, that's probably pretty bad. If it was anything else, I think you'd want to kill me for saying something like that.
Oh, come on. Like I said, I'm like, if I can't take it, I wouldn't be doing this,
I mean, you're good. You're definitely a good guy for it, man. Because if that was Tommy, he would have fucking went ape shit.
Oh yeah, I mean. Yeah, Tommy would freak the fuck out, and it's not just him. Other people does it too.
Yeah. But anyway, let's get back onto the subject of video games. I just wanted to plug Sunday's Derailed episode and whatnot, and stuff like that. We have news on Crash Bandicoot 4. You remember Tawna from the very first Crash Bandicoot, Crash's girlfriend?
I haven't really played a lot of Crash Bandicoot games. During that time frame, I was playing N64. And honestly, the first time I played it was when I got it for the Switch. So, I need to play a little bit more on it.
I mean, you don't see her very often, so I wouldn't, I wouldn't disagree by saying, why you wouldn't recognize her. But Crash Bandicoot 4, they are making her a playable character in the game, so they're pulling out all the stops for this new game, and I think that's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. They are bringing it back since was the third one on PS1 or was that on PS2 at that time? The original 3 games plus the 2 spin-offs were on PS1, and then the other ones were on PS2, and then the last couple of ones were on the 360 and the PS2 and 360, yeah.
Well, it's funny, they took that as a PlayStation character back in the day.
And then it was on Nintendo consoles with a couple of Crash Bandicoot Game Boy Advance games, and then the Xbox got it. They got ports.
I think it was on the game. I think they were on the GameCube, maybe also the Wii. So
there might have been one on GameCube. I don't think there was one on the Wii though. But yeah.
Oh.
It says here that Activision dropped 2 bits of news. Of course, I already went over the first one. Tawna will be playable character in the game. There will also be Crash Bandicoot 4 demo slated to come out for the people who pre-order the game ahead of time. Let me see. So the demo will be out, obviously, PS4, Xbox One. For digital pre-orders, we'll also get a chance to download the demo starting September 16th. So if you pre-order the game, you have from the 16th onward to get the demo and play it and try out probably like 2 stages, I would imagine. As clarified on the PlayStation blog.
On the PS4?
PS4, Xbox One, but like if you go and pre-order the game at like GameStop, they'll give you the receipt and they'll have a code on there for you to download They'll have a code on the receipt for you to download the demo. Or if you pre-order it directly on the console, you can just download the demo directly from them. So I think that's pretty cool that they're doing that. A little old school. Bringing it back.
What? I wish all games at least give you some kind of demo.
Yeah, right. Because they don't really do that much anymore.
Oh, that's not true. They do some, like, if you go on the Switch, they have a bunch of demos. I mean, there's a few games I picked up because I played the demo.
Well, I mean, Nintendo does it
But,
more often than PlayStation and Xbox does. Like with the
yeah.
PS3 and the 360, there used to be demos for almost everything. Nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
you only get demos for, like, some of the ones that they want you to think are the bigger releases.
Oh, I mean, there were some cool ones that there was a game for the Switch. It's called Cadence of Hyrule, and it's a Zelda game, but it was a third-party game. It's the same people. I think it's called something of the. I don't want to say this word because it's so close to. I think it's called Dancing. I'm not going to try to say the word, but it's called Cadence of Hyrule, and you can download the demo, and it's a real awesome game. And I highly suggest at least playing the demo.
I've seen, it's a rhythm adventure kind of game. It's based on it's based around the beat of the music, which is pretty interesting concept on rhythm games.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the first time I ever played a game like that before, and you'll get used to it eventually.
They're doing a similar thing with the Kingdom Hearts game, which is going to have DLC apparently, and there's 47 worlds that'll be in the base game.
Yeah.
That one is Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm. Well, it looked like almost like a Guitar Hero kind of thing. You know, it had lines, and you had to do hit a certain button at the time.
Only with that game, when you match the beat, it does like the battle scenes in the game, I guess.
See, even TSS says Cadence of Hyrule is a real good game.
Yeah, I've seen it in action. I think it's pretty cool. I like the concept of it, but I just don't think it's a game that I would go out of my way to buy. But,
well, like I said, at least try the demo.
I suppose I could. But Casey, we've been saying for the longest time now that we are so close to the release of these new consoles, and we've known nothing about them. Now, at least for the Xbox Series S, because that was confirmed, it was actually leaked yesterday, and then Microsoft just came out. Yeah, Microsoft just came out and said, you know what? It's been leaked. Let's just confirm it. Xbox Series X, or S rather. The console is right here. It's an all digital version. The S is all digital, which is disappointing because I would rather have the S over the X because I don't play Xbox all that much, so I don't need the more powerful console. But I prefer to have physical media with my games. So if I'm going to buy games, I'd rather buy the discs.
Oh, I agree. I mean, this is the budget version.
Right. It's going to release on November 10th, which is a Tuesday. It's the Tuesday after Election Day. So 1 week after Election Day. The Series S will cost $300. And it's going to run at 1440p, 120 FPS for the resolution and frame rate. It'll have a 512 gigabyte NVMe SSD drive, which I don't think is big enough. But again, if you buy the X, you're obviously going to get the bigger drive.
Well, you can also buy different hard drives.
Right, but you have to make sure it'll run on. You have to make sure it's compatible with the console.
I mean, well, thing is, like the PlayStation 4, when mine, I had to buy a new hard drive for it to make it work. It's pretty much what it is a laptop hard drive, and you can just slap it in there.
Right, but these are SSDs, so they're a different kind of hard drive. It's solid state drive as opposed to like a SATA drive, like what you would put in a PC. Although they do make SSDs for PCs as well, but it's just a different kind of hard drive. So if you're going to get a bigger one, if you decide to go the budget route and get the S, if you don't care to have physical games, and you want a bigger hard drive, just make sure it's compatible with the console. They are calling this the smallest Xbox ever, so you can see it here. Personally, I like this design over the other one, to be honest.
You know, that's what they said about the Xbox One X, and it wasn't. It was actually, I think it was wider than the Xbox One S.
Well, here, I'll pull up the X, and I'll just type Xbox X. It'll fucking come up right away anyways. But, yeah, so here's the X. This is the Xbox One X, this big ass freaking, probably like 1 foot tall cube, right? And this one's black.
You're talking about the Xbox Series X. I'm talking about Xbox One X.
Oh. I thought you meant the Series X, but I'm just comparing. I'm just comparing right now, like the models of these. Like this is the Xbox Series X, this big freaking bulky cube thing, and then you have this.
Yeah.
I like this design of the S so much better. Why couldn't they just make the X a bigger version of that with the disc drive?
Yeah.
I'm assuming. I'm assuming the Series X is going to cost $400 with the disc drive and the bigger hard drive. If they charge more than $100 extra, I think that's going to be too much. $450 might be pushing it, and it's rumored to also come out the same day.
It makes sense.
It does make sense. Honestly, I think they'd be stupid to release both models at different times.
Yeah. I mean, I just think I'm hearing the Xbox Series X is going to be $500. That's what I'm hearing.
Well,
but I'm hoping it is $400 because that'd be easy. I'll pick up the X. I mean, I can also, like, eventually, if I want to get a 4K TV, I mean, it's going to be
it'll be
future-proof.
Yeah. Well, if they charge, I mean, it's still possible the X could be $500. But now that we know that this version, the S here, the Series S, is $300, I think charging $200 extra for a bigger hard drive, a bigger console case, and a disc drive, I think is too much money.
Oh, thing is not only that, it's also more power, too.
Well, yeah, you get a little more power, but I still think charging $200 more is going to be a stretch. I think they're going to charge $100 to $150 more.
Because I'm hearing the Xbox Series S they'll do 1080p.
It's going to do 1440p, which is a step up. It's one step above 1080p. And it's going to do 120 frames per second, which is also...
Is that 4K, though?
I'm sorry?
Is that 4K, though?
No, 4K is 4K. 4K is, what is it, 2660 by 4000? So that's 4K. I think that's what the resolution is. I'm probably off on that number, but I know it's somewhere around there. 14 1440p is I think it's 1080 by 1440 or something like that. And it's gonna both consoles will be 120 frames per second, so you're not losing any frame rate with the weaker or stronger one. And between 1440 and 4K, the resolution's not going to be too drastically different. I mean,
Yeah.
some people are going to notice it, some people won't, depending on how good your vision is, how much you pay attention to the graphics when you're playing the game, when it's sitting on your TV, and all this other stuff. So I think $200 more is going to be a little too much. I think I think 450 will be tops, but I think it'll be 400.
I don't know. Think about it. I mean, the original Xbox One was $500. Yes, it had the Kinect, and when they got rid of the Kinect, then they dropped it down to $400. But when they came out with the Xbox Series X, they brought it back to $500 again.
Right. Well, that's because there was a more the Xbox One S was started at $400, and then the Xbox One X was $500. So that made sense. It's $100 more for a more powerful console. So I think if they do the same thing now, the more powerful console will be $400, with the weaker one being $300. So now that we know like the release date and the price, at least for the digital and smaller Xbox Series S, what do you think PlayStation's going to do? Because now you think they're going to announce something soon. Now that Xbox finally made the first move.
Well, they kind of made the first move. Yes, they announced only the price point on this one, and is it confirmed about this release date?
Yes, this was confirmed. The price and release date were both confirmed by Microsoft today.
Okay, and then what? You gotta know both of those systems going to come out that day.
You would think.
So,
I mean, only a dummy would release two versions of the same console on different days.
This is Microsoft. They can't fucking count. I mean,
yeah,
they
but
went
I don't think they're gonna fuck this up. I really don't. I think they're both gonna come out the same day.
I'm just saying. Think about it. They went from Windows 8 and they skipped right over to Windows 10.
Well, that's because they considered Windows 8.1 Windows 9. If you think about it.
Well, then what about? Then we have the original Xbox, the 360, then Xbox One.
Yeah, that was retarded.
I mean, yes.
And now you're just calling it Xbox X. Like, they can't name their consoles. They're almost as bad as Nintendo when it comes to naming consoles, almost.
Oh. Nintendo's not too bad. I mean, the worst one they ever did, granted, I had to give it to the Wii U.
Yeah, that was the worst name they could have picked for that console. They could have called it the Nintendo Hybrid, and it would have sold better, I bet. Because that's kind of what they did with the Wii U. They tried the hybrid thing to a certain extent with the gamepad. And had they not called it the Wii U, I think it would have done much better.
Or they could have called it like the Super Wii or the Wii 2.
Right.
I mean,
Wii 2, yeah, they
something
could have called
like
it that. Yeah.
Because people didn't know what the hell Wii U was. The only reason, like people, me and you, is because we're gamers. We know why Wii U is. So, but Nintendo's usually has good names. Like I said, minus Wii U, and not crazy about the Wii, but...
But then you had the new Nintendo 3DS, where once it's been out for a while, it's not new anymore.
Yeah. Well, you know why they did that? They put more power into that, so they had to have some kind of name. So they call it the new 3DS and the new 2DS.
Well, it's like the same thing they could have did with the Wii U. They could have called it the Nintendo Super 3DS. Or the Super Nintendo 3DS. They could have did that too, and it would have sounded better. But so yeah, now that we know that the digital version for the Xbox is going to be $300, I honestly can't see Sony undercutting that price for the PS5 digital edition, because then they're going to be pretty much selling it for pennies. I can't see Sony. I can't see Sony selling the digital version of PS5 for $250. I don't even think they're going to sell it. I don't even think they're going to sell it for $300. I think Xbox is going to be the cheaper alternative this time around.
I don't know. I bet they might match it.
You think they'll match it?
They might match,
but they won't go lower.
Yeah, I think they'll match it.
They definitely can't go lower.
Oh no, not right now. I mean, shit. If they do it, I might go digitally, but it depends what that price point on the disc drive is.
Yeah, like we're all figuring, the physical one that has the drive, the disc drive, it'll also have the bigger hard drive. Everyone is saying it's going to be like $100 more, and I think that's fair. I don't think it should be more than that, to be honest.
Oh, well, definitely. I think the highest they can say is $100 more. I'm hoping it's only $50 more, because I mean those drives don't cost them that much.
No, I mean you could go on Amazon and you could buy a big beefy disc drive for like $60 these days. And
yeah.
I mean a Blu-ray drive, especially what they're using. I think they're going to use the Ultra Blu-ray drive in that one. I think
they're going to use the Ultra. The Ultra.
I think those for PCs are like $60 and up. So yeah, I could see them, like I said, a $100 should be the standard between the two prices for the two models. $150 I think is the most they could charge for a price difference.
No. I think, to me, digital gotta match the price now with the Xbox Series S.
At least match it, because if they sell higher, if they sell it for higher, they're gonna lose. At least out of the gate, they'll lose.
Exactly. And then $100 more. I topped that at $400 because, well, think about it. The PlayStation 4 is $400. When the PlayStation 4 Pro came out, that was $400. I think Sony learned their lesson not to put it super high, where they put it $500 and $600 with the PS3. So I bet money it's $400, maybe $450, but I'm hoping $400.
I'm hoping $400 as well. The more money it is, the harder it's going to be to buy it.
Yeah. And if I was Sony, I don't think they really need to do anything right now. You're also hearing about these rumors about them probably delaying it. I'd delay it right now. Screw it. Let
Xbox get the first. Let the Xbox get the jump out of the gate, because remember, PlayStation gave the Xbox 360 a 1 year advantage, and at the end of those consoles' life cycles, PlayStation still won.
Yeah.
So they don't need to release that at the same time for Sony to outsell Xbox, to be honest.
But I think, like we were talking about this before, where I think the best time is kind of like where Nintendo did with the Switch, did it in March, because people will be getting their tax return. Now, so it'd be like, that's what I would do.
Do you think if that new Nintendo console comes out next year, even though we didn't hear anything about it, you think they drop it at the same time again in March?
Yeah. I
think they had a pretty good. I think they had pretty solid sales in the first month of the year of the new console's release.
Yeah, I don't think you need to have it at the very end of the year, at November, just because get it before Thanksgiving.
That and
Um,
parents buy them for their kids for Christmas. That's the
yeah,
main reason why Sony and Xbox do it.
yeah,
It's to get people
but
to spend money on the holidays.
like we're saying, I'll I would pull and Sony needs to pull what they usually do, steal ideas from Nintendo, and just uh do it in either March or April. That's what I would do if I was them.
I think March is a solid release month. And in recent history, March has also been a solid month for game releases as well. If you think about it.
Yeah, and right now, talk about game releases, or at least announcing. Finally, Nintendo's announcing a bunch of good stuff. Uh, like I've been dying to hear about the Pikmin 3 deal. I was dying to hear about the Mario collection, and there's so many good stuff coming out. So
Some people were speculating that Mario, the Super Mario 35th anniversary direct we got, some people are speculating that actually was delayed by like 5 months because of COVID.
oh, I wouldn't doubt it. Think about it. I mean, they could have really. I mean, the 3D All Star games coming out in what extremely soon, like inside 2 weeks.
Yeah, next Friday comes out in 10 days. Well, 9 days if you
Yeah.
think about it. Today's just about over.
Yes. So I'm like, but how hard was it to port those games over? I mean, they have the ROMs to those games.
I mean, they
I
upscaled them
mean,
a little bit. They made them run smoother. They're going to run at 60
yeah,
FPS now instead of 30. They're going to fit
but
a 720p resolution instead of, whatever it was back in the day for those games. Although I gotta
like,
say, out of the three, Super Mario Galaxy obviously is gonna get the least amount of polish because it doesn't need as much as the other two.
oh, well, the thing is, it still wasn't HD when that came out. The Wii version, and remember that was Wii. That was not HD. Nintendo had a HD system until Wii U. So, um, so they still kind of have to polish uh, Galaxy up a little bit. And here, remember we were talking about Galaxy. What about Galaxy 2?
Right. What are they gonna do with that one? Because they released the first one and not the second one. I think that would annoy some people.
Here's my idea. Once the whole thing where the rumor they'll split them up with the Mario 64 Sunshine and Galaxy, they split them up in March.
Right.
I would do is you do another package. You put the two Galaxy games together as a one package.
Maybe they could do that for like Super Mario
40.
Galaxy, maybe 15-year, like Super Mario Galaxy 15-year anniversary or whatever for like just the game itself.
Yeah. But
But speaking of the updated ports, on Sunday night, news broke. A little bit more news broke about Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. They revealed that the game will have online multiplayer, although we're not exactly sure how it's going to work just yet. And they also said that more new features are going to be announced soon.
I mean, it'd be kind of cool. I mean, if let's say you're playing the 3D World game, because you couldn't do that online. You had to complete that game. You had to have 5 or 6 different characters, complete every single thing, all the stamps, all the stars, all the flags hit on the top with every character, you know?
Right.
And a lot of times people cheat. They'll either uh they'll have the other 3 characters in bubbles and they'll go all the way and then they'll try to hit them all at the same time at the very end.
Which, that would be a little hard to do, I think, being one person, but hey, if you could do it, go for it.
Well, I think it's easier for 2 people to do it.
Yeah.
But they still did it where I think it's 5 people. I think they added that one woman trying to think. Yeah, Rosina from Galaxy Game, and so I think they figured that out before they released the game. That where people would probably try that stunt.
So I know you have Super Mario Maker 2 on the Switch.
Yeah.
Have you ever played the online multiplayer in that, like the stages where you could either work together to clear them or race against others to beat the stage?
No. Honestly, I love the first one so much, but when I finally was waiting for updates, I just kind of there was no more updates. I ran out of ideas, almost like writer's block. So when Mario Maker 2 came, I was just like, oh, but kind of like I played around with it, and like I just didn't have those juices no more. So I really hadn't played Mario Maker 2 that often.
So, Super Mario Maker 2, the online, one of the online modes is you can play certain stages people create, either with or against other players. And if you play with other players, you can work together to clear the stages. If you play against other players, you race up to 3 other characters to see who the first one is to clear the stage.
I think that's cool.
I think Super Mario 3D World, I think they could do something like that with their online multiplayer as well, where you could work together to clear a stage, or you can race to see who's the fastest at beating it.
Well, they kind of do that when you're playing multiplayer on 3D World. If you're the one, I think, with the most coins and stuff like that, or the highest score, that you get the crown.
Right.
And I think if there's a boost if you're the first one to get to the flag as well.
Right. So I'm wondering at like how they're going to do it. I think they can like use elements of what they did with Super Mario Maker 2 for their part of their online mode, and I think they can use like the co-op from 3D World that already exists to make it to make the online interesting. Plus, I'm sure they're going to have the online leaderboards and all this other stuff. So,
I want to get your opinion on one thing before we move on. TSS brought up his opinion about the price point on the PS5.
right.
He thinks the digital version is going to go for $400.
That's what I was thinking too.
While the disc system is going to go for $600. I think Sony
I don't think they would ever sell their console for $600 ever again.
Yeah, I think after the whole
the PS3 did not sell very well for like the first year or two of the console's life cycle because it was at $600, and then when the first price cut, it was still like $550, and then it didn't drop to like below $500 until until like 2.5 years after it came out. I don't think they're gonna ever do that again.
Oh no.
I was thinking maybe they would sell the digital version for $350, and sell the physical with the disk drive for $450 or $500 or $400 if they wanted to be really generous. But like you said, I like your idea better, Casey, and I could see them doing this. Is they match Xbox on the price
Mm-hmm.
for the digital version to see, to go head to head to see which console sells more at the same price point, and then they go from there, and then either they're going to match each other and they're both going to be 300 and 400, or I could see Sony being more. I could see PlayStation being more money. I could see PlayStation matching in the digital department, but with the physical console, the physical media console, I could see PlayStation selling theirs higher than Xbox, to be honest. But I don't think it'll be $600. I think
No,
it'll be
I think
500 at the most.
no, I think Xbox Series X is going to be 500. While I mean the PS5 and both of them versions are the exact same system. The only difference is one does not have a disk drive.
And the one with the disk drive has a bigger hard drive.
Okay, so still, I mean, to me that's still about $100 right there.
Right. So
So,
I think the Series X will be 400 or 450. I could see it being 500, but I would very much disagree with it right now. I'm telling you that right now. If the Series X is $500, I disagree big time. If the PS5 is more than $500, I disagree big time. Uh, I think, like I said, $500, no more than 500 for the PS5, no
mm,
lower than matching Xbox with the digital PS5, and that's my opinion on that.
yeah, I mean, I was kind of shocked when I saw that Series S for 299. I was like, wow, that's what the Switch is going for. I mean, actually, right now, like I go to the store called Vintage Stock, and they're pricing the Switch more than 300. They're pricing it like $60 more or $100 more because it's so hard to come by. And this company loves to really gouge on some of the prices because they'll have like the NES Mini. They'll have the retail price on one that has never been opened, but then they'll have the one that's opened like outrageous. I'm like, okay, why would I pay more money for a one that's been opened
Right, and
and
that's
than
that's
you?
silly.
Yeah,
Well, that
so
unfortunately that's the nature of those third-party mom and pop stores that aren't run by a corporation. They don't deal directly with the
no.
product dealers.
Well, this is not a mom pop. This is a chain.
Really. And
Yeah,
do
this
they
is
deal
chain.
directly with the game companies though, or do they only sell their
No.
stuff through third party?
Oh, well, if they do get games from the dealers, wherever they get them from, they do get them on day one. Like how GameStop gets them on day one, and Walmart, and so on and so forth. But they usually rely on people selling their games for pennies and marking them up crazy amount.
And taking advantage of the people that have something worth something, and they don't know about it.
Mm.
I could see
Uh,
some sucker. I could see some sucker taking a little Samson or a Flintstones. What is that called? The Surprise at Dinosaur Peak or something. That's like
yeah.
really worth a lot of money on the NES. I could see somebody
Mm.
needing money. Are you serious? Hold on a second. Oh, fuck off.
Making porn. Making porn.
It's never any of my content without getting fucking interrupted, I tell you.
Did you hear what I said?
I heard what you said.
I was like, it's like when I get done with what I'm getting done of what I'm doing. It's like making porn.
So, oh damn. So before we started, Casey, you're telling me about this this one game you bought, and it ended up being something else. What was that about again?
Oh, it's the tease of Tetris. I actually can reach it right now, maybe. Without. See, this is the second time out of the lot I picked it up, and this is what the small version looks like. This is the slip cover, and it also comes with the case and the manual and everything. I need to get a better case for it. And then I was like, did I get Tetris? Well, I didn't. I wasn't 100% sure. I ordered it, but I was like, oh, I'll take that. And then I opened it and saw that. I was like, and I knew it was like, oh, well, I remember about that game. So,
So who made that mistake?
well, I mean, no, they sold it like that. They showed the game in there, but I didn't realize they put the Tetris packages together like that as well.
Right, but I mean, it was a different game entirely. It wasn't Tetris, right? The disc isn't Tetris.
Yeah,
That's why I was saying, who would make who made a mistake like that? They put a a game that's not Tetris in a Tetris box.
yeah. And I did, when I was talking about this on my other pickup with the manual, I said, this is like, I've seen reviews on it. It kind of looks, I called it the Tetris effect for PS, not for the CDI, if they did a shitty job.
Right.
Because, well, I didn't say a shitty job, but you're playing normal Tetris, and in the background you have like nature playing, and you'll have different music, and you can see like a waterfall or like a river flowing. And then I'm hearing every like level you play, you get done, it'll not only stops playing that music, changes the whole background, it stops the gameplay right there. It says you completed level 1. And so it's like, unlike the other one where playing Tetris Effect, it was just amazing.
Have you ever heard of the Tetris, Grandmaster versions, which only came out in like those like certain arcade releases? I've tried one of them, and they are so hard.
Oh, the only one I ever played, the arcade version, is the one made from Sega. So, that's the only one I ever played. But, is that pretty much of all the game news we got?
Yeah, I went through everything we had.
Good. I'm getting tired. I got a headache. I hadn't ate, and I'm gonna probably hit the head early.
Yeah, actually, well, now I gotta let my dogs out, so now it's kind of good that I didn't come up with a list for tonight, because we wouldn't have had time for it.
But I think we should definitely still do this, like, unless nothing happens,
Right.
we might resort to something. But I think Tuesday is a great day to do this.
Or maybe we could even do it on Tuesdays and Fridays, depending on the kind of news that comes out, later in the week.
Yeah, like if there's something like crazy.
Kind of like last week when we got that Mario directing. Like, I think we need to
Yeah.
do a podcast on this.
Yeah, we need to do an emergency podcast.
But yeah, guys, I think that's going to do it. I have to now let my dogs out, or my brother's letting one of them out, so I got to let out the other one. Casey's getting tired. He's not feeling too well. He didn't eat dinner yet, which I was hoping he would have before he came on, but so is life. Such is life. Ubisoft Forward, reminder that will be this Thursday. I believe it starts at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I could be wrong about that. I probably am wrong about that. I'm going to check that out. I'll look through it and see what I'm interested in, what I like, what I don't care about, and then we'll talk about that at a later date.
And follow these guys, the Game Chasers. They're awesome people on YouTube. I just realized that I was wearing their shirt.
And also, check out Derailed News and Podcast Gatekeeper Drew. Check out Frank from the Harsh Truth. Check out my friend and voice actress Erin Fitzgerald. Talented voice actress who has done a lot of characters from cartoons like Ed, Edd n Eddy, Wild Grinders on Nickelodeon, and a lot of video game characters from games like Tales of the Abyss, Persona, the Persona series, Blaze Blue games. She's pretty talented. All the information will be in the links down below in the description box. Also, check out my Extra Life 2020 charity fundraiser. My grandmother actually donated $30 today, so that was nice of her. $60 will get $60 more will get me to the next prize that I can earn and the next milestone for the fundraiser. Link for that also will be in the description box down below. If you live in the United States and Canada, you can you're welcome to donate. Any amount you can afford is greatly appreciated. All donations are tax deductible. If you know how this works with Jake DeMarco, if you supported him, it's the same for me. So that being said, guys, I'm going to let Casey get out of here. I'm going to let my dogs out so I can relax the rest of the night, upload the video I was working on before, and get this up by tomorrow.
My recent pickup, a bunch of those CDI stuff, just released on, just got done downloading, so... check out Casey is Raw as well on YouTube. Just search up Casey is Raw, or check out the video description for his YouTube and his Twitter. And check out Derailed every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Casey is usually there to start the show, and I come on for the second half of the show after the news portions are over. Since I'm not a big news guy, unless it's video games. Or sports. I like sports. I like sports news. Occasionally. Well, usually like stuff like major things. Usually Drew, Frank, and even Justin, and maybe Brody, if he's there. They usually take care of all the news stuff. I might throw my 2 cents every once in a while.
Right. That's why I just wait for the second half of the show. I'll be more active. I'd rather not call in and then be a silent Sam or a silent Bob and for the first 2 hours of the show. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for us until the next time. For Casey's Raw, my name is The Rose, and we have gone 1.5 hours, which I thought would be a little shorter than that tonight. But hey, an hour and a half still ain't bad.
Oh, no, that's still pretty good time. I mean, if I didn't have a headache and I've been battling this headache for days now.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you had it since Sunday.
Yeah.
Maybe you should, I don't know, maybe you should take some painkillers for that. But anyways, guys, until next time, thanks for watching. My name is The Rose, and for Casey is Raw, we will catch your ass down the road.